Develop implicit and explicit transactions, creating save points. Exercise 1. Analyzing implicit transaction and transact SQL statements. Task 1. Monitor an implicit transaction. In this task, you will check the effect of enabling the implicit transaction mode when executing transact SQL statements. Step 1. Already do the step 1. Step 2. From the Floppy SQL desktop, click Start and click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio.
File. Oh my god, bro.
Connect the server dialog box appears from the server type drop-down list. Click Database Engine. Then click Connect. Step 3. The SQL Server Management Studio window opens. In Object Explorer, click Database. To expand database folder. To select database from the list of database, click AdventureWorks W. Then create a new query. The new query pane opens. Step 6. Turn on the implicit transaction mode in the SQL Server database engine. To enable the implicit transaction mode, types the following query in the new query pane. Copy it. Paste. In this query, the command to turn on the implicit transaction is set. This enables the database engine to automatically control the transaction. Step 7. To run the query, click Execute. The query runs successfully. The message window displays. Step 8. Create a new table, dim product MP, and its contents from the dim product table in the AdventureWorks Everything CTP3 database. To perform this, type the following query below the previous query in the same query pane. Just create a new query. Okay. The given query creates a new table named dim product MP. Let's run the query. 600. The query runs successfully and the message window displayed the number of rows affected, 606 rows. Step 9. Roll back the transaction to erase all data modifications made from the start of the transaction. To perform this, type the following command below. Type in step 8 in the same query pane. I know it will be an error because I practiced it many times. Execute. Name game product MP. Start. Copy this. Let's close this. Copy. Try it to execute. There is an object named dim product. Okay, let's erase it. And execute. The rollback transaction request has no correspond begin transaction. Let me begin. Let's try put begin. Run. Execute. Okay. The commands run successfully. Step 10. Confirm that the rollback command has rolled back the entire transaction, which is in this example the creation of dim product name table. To perform this, type the following query below the rollback command in the same query pane. Just try to create a new query to avoid error. Copy it, paste. Run the query, click execute or press F5. Go. Error. Close. And let's save it. Let's try it there. Okay. Execute. Nope. Oh no. Let's try it. Restart. And click execute. Okay. At Explicit, it will be error, but it runs successfully. Let's try this. Put some error here. Hope
Heal! Heal! What the fuck?
execute. Okay. The message when displayed, the error message indicated that the new table does not exist. Recreate the table dim product TMP and the load is consumed on dim product table in the AdventureWorks DW266 database. To perform this, type the following query in the query pane that is already open. Well, let's just open a new query. To run the query, press execute. There is an already object name, dim product then. Okay. Say there was already object name. Save it. Let's try to put it there. Execute. Object name then product then. And then databases. Okay. So there is already object name. So I think this is not an error. Then step 12, type the commit. Then press execute. Let's close it. There is an already object name.
Kita na mag-sprint jump.
Okay. Another yung error. Okay. Let's try to close it. Again. Click execute. The object name then product then. Object name. Close. Happen. Let's proceed to step 13. Below the commit, copy it, then press execute.
Oh my god, bro. Ay, bot truck, bro.
Fuck. Now what happened? Loads. Okay, we go. This is now the output. To turn off, step 14, to turn off the implicit transaction option in the SQL Server, type the following query in the same query pane. Okay. Execute. The query runs successfully executed and the result set is displayed in the message pane that shows the confirmation of the execution of command successfully. Exercise to creating an explicit transaction on transact SQL statements. Step 1. Create a new fact internal table AdventureWorks database, then select a data from the newly created fact internal table to verify the output. From this, type the following queries in the new query pane. And let's just copy the code here and paste. In the given transaction, the first select query creates a table named Fact Internet Cells and loads it with the data from the Fact Internet Cells table. The second select query retrieves a record from the newly created Fact Internet Cells table. Step 2, to run the query, click execute or press F5. The query runs successfully, the new table is created, and the records from the table are displayed in the result window. Step 3. Create an explicit transaction by explicitly defining the start and the end of the transaction. Type the following explicit transaction that deletes the record with the product K310 from the Fact Internet Sales Test table. Notice that the transaction explicit uses the begin tran statement at the start and the rollback tran statement at the end. This implies that deletion of the record with the product K310 needs to be rolled back at the end of this transaction. Okay, let's just copy it. Now type the given query in the query pane that is already open. Okay. To run the batch, click the execute. Okay, we need to create a new query. Okay. The transaction runs successfully. The message window displays the number of rows affected. Confirm the deletion of the record with the product value 310. Type the following query in the query pane that is already open. Copy it. To run the query, wait. Execute. Press F5. Okay. The query runs successfully and the results are displayed the record for the K310. This indicates that the deletion of the product K310 record has been rolled back. Step 5. Replace the rollback tran command in the transaction with the commit tran command and perform the required delete operation. To perform this, type the following query in the query pane that is already open. Okay. Just put it there. Then click execute. The query runs successfully. The message window displays the number of rows affected. Stripe to put a new query. Okay. 0 rows affected. Step 6. Confirm the deletion of the record with the product K310 and the Fact Internet Sales table test. To perform this, type the following query, new query, and then copy it, paste. To run the query, select it and click. The query runs successfully and the result set is, however, no records are returned for the product K310. Next. Exercise 3. Implementing save points for rolling back transactions. Task 1. Use save points in a transaction. In this task, you will create save point statements in a transaction. Step 1. Drop the existing Fact Internet Sales Test table created in the previous list. Now create the Fact Internet Sales Test table again and import data from the Fact Internet table in the AdventureWorks development section database. Okay. Just drop it. Drop the existing table and create a new table. Type the following query in the new query pane. Create a new query. Copy the code to drop the table. The given select query loads Fact Internet Sales text table with records from Fact Internet Sales with a specified order date. Execute. To run the query. The query runs successfully and the message window set the number of rows affected. Step 3. Retrieve the records from the Fact Internet Sales test table. To perform this, type the following query below the previous query in the same query pane. Okay. Then we need to run it. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Here is the result. Step 4. Continue this session and delete the records in the Fact Internet Sales Test table whose product K is 346 to create a save point to mark the transaction. To perform this, type the following query below the query that you type in step 3 in the same query pane. Okay. Yes, we don't need to create a new query. In this query, you have marked a save point run A to the section of the transaction that deletes record in the fact internet sales table with the specified product key. Run the query, press execute. The query runs successfully. Window displays. Okay, wrong. Let's create a new query. Then try to execute. Yes, boy.
Okay, bro. We did made you, bro. Okay?
Maybe it run. Confirm that the transaction is successfully and specified rows are deleted in the fact internet sales table. Type the following query in the same query pane that is already open. Now query. Copy it. And copy it again.
Bro.
Then click execute. Now what happened? Why is it not running?
Oh my god, bro.
Close it. I have to execute it. Okay. Let's try to put it and then run. Tara. Here's the result. Continue decision and delete the columns in the fact internet sales test table whose product key is 110. Create another save point to mark the section of the transaction that deletes the specified records. To create another save point, type the following query below the current query in the same query pane. Okay. Same query pane. Let's copy it. In this query, you have marked a save point run B to the section of the transaction that deletes records in the fact internet sales test table with the specified product key. To run the query, select it and click execute or press F5. Execute. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 8. Select the records from the fact internet sales table to verify that the records with the product key and then are deleted. Then roll back the transaction to the save point run B. To perform this, type the following batch the skill statement in the same query pane. Same query pane again. Copy it. Copy the code. To run the batch, click execute. Okay. Oh. The query runs successfully. The results returned by the select statement is displayed. Find that the records are indeed with the product key and is not found. The result set. Step 9. To verify that the rollback of the transaction within run B is successfully, select the records from the fact internet, then roll back the transaction to the save point run A. To perform this, type the following batch of SQL statements below the current query in the same query pane. Copy it. Then click execute.
Coba saja nih akan tahu.
Right click new query. Step 10. The same query pane. Let's click new query. Okay. Copy it. Execute. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 10. Next. Bye.